Don't they look delicious? Across the country, tons of apples have been left to rot in fields, sadly, because this year saw a bumper crop. But without the summer festivals and outdoor events, cider producers haven't been able to sell their stock. However, one cider maker here in Yorkshire has felt a moral obligation to carry on. Cameron Smith manages the Orchards of Husthwaite, and he's determined not to let the apples go to waste. Michelle Lyons reports.
A beautiful spring has led to an abundance of apples this autumn. Around 35 tonnes have already been harvested at the Orchards of Husthwaite in North Yorkshire, and while a bumper harvest had been predicted, the long-term effects of the coronavirus had not, and as events were cancelled, the demand for cider fell.
We'd be at least 60% down just on the basis of the events that hadn't happened. We didn't really need the apples, but you're sort of duty bound to do something with them because it's a crime to throw them in the green bin. It's a terrible waste of good food.
Now Cameron is having to store his produce, gallons and gallons of it. While he hopes trade will pick up next spring, he believes many small producers won't be able to wait that long.
I think if we don't have an improved year next year, there's every potential that smaller cider makers, not the big players, but the smaller ones, will hit a brick wall and run out of money.
Brasscastle Brewery of Malton would usually buy Cameron's cider, but with nothing on the events calendar, they too have seen a downturn in trade.
Although we're out there helping other breweries and we're doing our level best to help people like Cameron, who we work with all the time, the outlets are steadily dwindling away. You know, one week we'll be selling to pubs and then they close. Then the festival event that we thought was happening has gone. Sadly, we're beginning to see breweries closing for good, and I think this is, for many of them, a sort of final straw.
Trade may be poor, but back in Husthwaite, Cameron feels it's his duty to carry on.
Our village is known as the Orchard Village of North Yorkshire. We want to keep it known as that. There must be 100 tonne of apples in a 10-mile radius of where we stood. We like what we do, and we're in lovely countryside and lovely fresh air, so we'll keep going.
For Cameron, it's a labour of love, and one which will hopefully pay off next year. Michelle Lyons, BBC Look North, Husthwaite.